Oh, what's good, everyone? It's your boy Laser back again with another video. Today, we are interviewing the main developer for Melon Client on his response and his thoughts on Elon Musk Melon's recent video talking about the drama. We go into the details, and it's a very insightful interview. I recommend you watch the full thing if you want to get his full perspective, but it's very long, so feel free to skip through. Also, at the end, I do a text interview with Stride, who is a web developer for Melon Client, or was a web developer for Melon Client. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, enjoy. Okay, so today we have the developer for Melon Client, Kaimson, here, and he's agreed to do an interview. So thank you for coming on here. Very thankful for that. And the first question is, what was your involvement with Melon Client? Like, what was your role?
I was the main developer and the only developer for Melon Client. I got hired by Elon on Fiverr to do the first version of Melon Client, and after that he made me an offer to continue to work on the client.
Okay, sounds good. When did you start working for Melon Client? Like a rough ballpark?
You mean the date?
Yeah. Like when? Yeah.
Around mid-January.
Okay. Let's talk about the video itself that released like 2 hours ago, right? If I'm not wrong. In the video, he shows like a lot of messages like in DMs, but I'm just wondering if the messages that were shown in the video, were they real? Like they were actual like real DMs?
I haven't seen all of them, but most that I saw are real.
Okay. Can you give us some context for some of the DMs? Because like in the video, he just says that you wanted to quit and doesn't really give like your side of the story. Like what motivated, like why did you want to quit? Like what was the motivation behind that? Was there like, what were your reasons for wanting to leave the Melon Client team?
So basically, I wasn't happy with how Elon handled being the owner of Melon Client. He didn't really do anything. He was just sitting there making videos about it, and the entire staff team moderated everything. We developed it and stuff, and he just didn't do anything. We even made a group chat 2 weeks ago and talked about some problems that we have. We did that 3 times, but he never changed anything or apologized or something.
Yeah. Did you present the problems you had with his management to him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can show you that in a group chat.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see.
So before we start, Cracked Shots is our GFX designer, and Laser is a head admin for Main Client, and Glitch is like pretty much the manager of Main Client. So here, Cracked listed all of our problems. I was in a voice call with Cracked at the time, and yeah, these were most of the reasons we give Elon. So what we didn't like about him.
Okay.
And then Elon replied here. So this was around 2 weeks ago.
Okay, sick. So yeah, that leads me into my other question. So within the video, Elon claims to have paid you for the client and says like that you're, I guess, essentially he's claiming that he's paid you while you're saying that he has not paid you for the client. What was the agreement like before? You don't have to get into specifics, but I just want a general overview of like what was the agreement when it comes to payment for the client?
Elon actually showed in this video what the payment agreement was. So for the first version, the payment was supposed to be $50, and the order was through Fiverr. But the seller, me, only receives the money once he completes the order, which he did not do until this day. I haven't received a single dollar from him.
So you're unpaid, essentially, is what
Yes.
you're saying. Okay. And so this is through Fiverr, right?
Yes.
And so you're saying as the person selling the product, you do not receive a paycheck until Elon like says it's like a completed order, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so are you saying that Elon is like lying essentially about paying you already, or do you not want to go that far?
Yeah, it's kind of lying,
I
but
mean,
I
because
guess
he said he paid you, but you said he didn't, so that would just mean he flat out is not telling the truth.
yeah, he's not telling the truth, as I didn't receive any money from him, but I guess he just doesn't know how Fiverr works.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's fair. It just could be a confusion thing. I guess another question I have is, so do you not like, did it not bother you that the client like didn't make any money because like in the video he discussed like the idea of like, I don't know, was a 30-70 split or 40-60 split of the profit made from cosmetics, I believe, correct? Is that like, I don't know, still something that an issue for you, or does that like not matter to you at this point?
yeah, so I only agreed to make new versions of the client like beta 3 and beta 4 because he promised me a cut of the client's profits. In this case, I think it was 30-70, what we agreed upon to. But I wasn't completely happy with the amount, but he said he couldn't give me more, and I was like, yeah, okay, I guess, and I just stayed. But I talked to him that I thought it was a bit low.
Yeah. I mean, you, I'm correct to assume that you're the only developer who is,
Yeah.
who is coding everything.
That's correct.
Okay. Let me think. So what were your general thoughts on the response video that Elon made? Do you have any like general like what are you thinking about that video in specifically?
That's a lot of misinformation, as a lot of the messages he's showing are out of context and don't really represent what really happened behind the scenes.
I mean,
Uh,
I shouldn't be like interjecting my opinion too much, but personally, I feel like a lot of the screenshots were taken out of context in my discussion with other people on the staff team, like Stride, and there's like, I don't know, I just feel like it was kind of disingenuous the way he used like the screenshots to kind of paint you in a bad light. What do you think? Do you think he had bad intentions with like only showing like specific screenshots that like, I don't know, kind of painted you in a bad light, or do you think it was just like, I don't know, wasn't intentional in that way?
I think it's sort of intentional, but on the other hand, it's not. It's like somewhere in the middle. I think he just took some screenshots that people DM'd him and put them randomly in the video, and he didn't really care much about the context.
Some of the screenshots within the video kind of like point to the idea that you wanted to like get revenge, quote unquote revenge on Elon, and like you're making like, I don't know, like kind of scheming according to the screenshots. I was wondering if you had a comment on that.
Yeah, that is correct.
That is correct. In what way
That is correct.
was the revenge to be acted out? I'm a little confused about that.
The revenge was supposed to be a bot that I programmed, which would ban every single user from his Discord.
do you think that for what Elon did, that was a appropriate response?
For me, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
As I talked to Elon after he demoted me, and he just said that I left on my own, and it's my fault, and he leaked my client. It's an unobfuscated version, so he leaked a lot of my code, and I'm really mad about that. I'm gonna be honest.
Um, I guess now, what's it called? So, oh yeah, there's a lot of confusion around the order of events in which happened or whatever. So, were you intending to quit before, and then what was like the situation with you quitting and then getting demoted? That's like there's a lot of confusion surrounding that within
Yeah.
like
So
the server and comment sections and stuff like that.
I did ping all the admins and explained that I will be quitting Melon Client. He showed that screenshot in the video, but I'm gonna explain the context. So as I told you earlier, I told him 3 times already, with other staff members as well, that I have lots of problems with how he handles things. He didn't listen to us. He didn't really care. And then after some time, I decided to make that announcement to the admins, and I explained to them that I will be quitting Melon Client because, yeah, it's driving me a bit insane. But most of the admins I DM'd before already, they knew that I was probably going to quit. I just wanted them to know for sure. But the intention behind that was that the client will still release on the 27th April. But then after that, I won't continue working on it.
Okay. So I like talked
That
to
is the plan.
yeah. I talked to Stride before, and he was saying like I think this is what he's saying, that the version that Elon released was like beta 4 and not the finalized version for April 27th, right?
Yeah.
So it was there exists a more finalized version of the client that Elon did not release.
Correct.
Okay.
Elon doesn't have the newest version. I didn't give it to him.
Okay. And that brings me kind of to my next question. When it comes to ownership of the client, I guess like who owns the client essentially, right? Because it's his brand name, but you were the brains behind it, right? You did all the coding. You like created the mods and stuff like that. I mean, integrated the mods. You did the coding. You're the brains behind it. Who owns the client itself?
I own the client itself. I have all rights to it, except for the assets, like the icons and stuff. Those are made from Cracked. Those are his.
Okay. If so like hypothetically, you could like just drop the client or whatever. It's your like you own the rights to it, and you're able to like do whatever you want with it. It's your client.
Yeah.
So what I don't understand is like if Elon doesn't have like I guess like access to the client, why he would cut you off like that. If even if you had a finalized version, why wouldn't he just wait till April 27th?
So the thing is, he told me that he woke up, saw the announcement I made to the admins, and then just removed my votes and straight up demoted me without thinking.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have something to say for that. So Elon said that he removed my votes because I had admin perms, and I'm gonna say this: if I wanted to hurt my client at that point, I would have done it before I would ping the owners or the admins. I would have put my bot on there, right there, and banned every single one. But instead, I messaged, no, I pinged the admins and explained that I would be quitting, but I didn't use my rights to sabotage the server in any way.
Yeah, I mean, if you did want to like cause harm to the Discord server, you would have not announced you're leaving and just done it already, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I kind of want to go back to like how you were treated as a developer, as the main developer of Melon Client. Like, do you feel that you were treated unfairly while working for Elon Musk Melon? And if so, can you give some like examples or some ideas of like that in specific?
Yeah, he did some ridiculous deadlines, and he even after I gave him the beta 4, one day after he asked me for updates. I think that is ridiculous.
For sure. Um, about the management of Melon Client through Muskmelon, do you think that him as like I guess the face of the client and the person who is like I guess technically he's at the top when it comes to like management of Melon Client. Do you think that there was like it was poorly managed, and like in what ways it was managed like poorly?
Yeah, as I said earlier, Elon didn't really do much. Most things were handled by the staff members, so by me and the head admins. Glitch is kind of the manager. He manages most of the partners and stuff. And Elon basically only asks for updates and didn't really do anything for the client itself or for the Discord.
So you're saying it's basically just like you and the rest of the staff team kind of in the dark, essentially.
Yeah, he is basically just the face of the client. For me, that doesn't justify him being the owner. And we also had some controversial opinions because his brother or girlfriend or something, I'm not sure, but that person has owner on the Melon Client Discord. It's Divinex or something. And most of the staff members asked why, and he just said that he knows the person IRL, which doesn't justify for me that person being owner if he doesn't do anything. Like it's basically just giving a friend owner role just because he's a friend.
Yeah, it's like the server is like bigger than that than just like a friendly Discord server where you promote your friends at that point. It's like a business. It's a system, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
And like.
And
go ahead.
I told Elon that if he gives his friends owner, that I would just give my friend's head admin, as that would be fair. And he was like, "Oh, just shut up already."
That seems kind of like a disrespectful way to talk to your staff or the people who are working on like your client. I guess for people who were like excited to download Melon Client, like when it was, I guess gonna drop, is there anything like you want to say to them, people who are interested in using your client still?
Yeah, if they have downloaded the version that Elon leaked, in my opinion, they can use it. Nothing much I can do about it. I'm working on a new client now with an actual competent staff team, and yeah, without Elon, so it doesn't interfere anymore.
Okay, sounds good. So I guess what does the future look like for that client that you're working on? Like, is there any like potential like things you can tell us about it right now?
It will have the same concept to it as Melon's original concepts, like the idea of custom themes and a very unique design. And yeah, just a overall pretty good PvP client. That's what we're trying to accomplish with this client.
I guess this is probably the final question. Is there anything that you want to say to the general community surrounding Melon Client and just the bedwars community in general, or anyone who's just watching this, right? Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, I feel very mistreated by Elon, and I don't want to support him anymore.
Okay, that sounds fair. All right, thank you for coming on, and yeah, that's about it. All right, so for this part of the video, I did a text interview with Stride, who was a web developer for the client. He didn't want to do a voice interview, so he did a text interview. I'll be reading my question and his responses. So first question I asked was, what did you work on for Melon Client? He said Launcher UI. Second question was, when did you start working on Melon Client? He said March 22nd, 2021. I asked him, were you paid for your work, or was there another form of compensation like shoutouts, for example? He said, no, I wasn't expecting any pay, although I did ask Elon if he was going to at least give me a cape for the hard work that I've done, and he told me that if Melon Client goes back to normal, he's going to pay me. No, I did not receive any pay. Then I asked, what is your perception of the management of the client? Did you think that it was poorly managed in any way? If so, what specifically? He said management was, in my opinion, really bad. Elon was barely active in the development server or the community server. Kaimson had to do everything by himself, like everything. So everything in development part was not that organized because of Elon. The community was pretty organized, though, because Elon had good staff. Then I asked, what are your thoughts on Elon dropping Kaimson as a developer, and why do you think he did it? Stride said, I'll give you some context. So I decided to quit the community 3 days ago because of Elon not responding to my DMs and being a terrible owner. I still was a part of the dev team. Kaimson asked me why I left. I told him I left because of Elon being a terrible owner. Kaimson told me he felt the same and that if Elon doesn't change, he's going to quit. He DM'd Elon, but he never responded to his DM, so he decided to quit. He was planning on releasing the launcher with the latest version, though, but Elon kicked him out before he could release it, and Elon released a beta version which had bugs and was not the final version. Now, what do I think of this? I think it was pretty messed up. I understand Kaimson's decision and think Elon shouldn't have kicked him and let Kaimson release the final version. Then I asked, you already answered this question somewhat in your previous answer, but just to confirm, you will not continue working for Melon Client. Since Kaimson left Melon Client, no, I will not work with Kaimson, though if he will continue this project and rebrand it. 7, I asked, is there anything you want to say to the general community, especially the people who were excited for the client's release? Yep, don't lose hope. And then I asked, several YouTube videos are being posted with Melon Client media file links. What do you think of people republishing the client? And also, what are your thoughts on downloading these reposts, i.e., is it dangerous? Stride said, I'd say don't download them. I didn't have time to check all of them, but you can never be 100% sure. I can, however, tell you that the one Elon posted was, in fact, safe. 9, final question. What are your thoughts on Elon after the drama? 9, I think that Elon did some mistakes which are hard to forget, but he is still not that bad of a person, so I don't hate on him. Just saying, but my opinion after this drama completely changed about him. Also credits to Vera, staff member. She gave me a lot of info on this stuff, and that was happening in the staff team. Thanks for having me. So that was the interview. Overall, I guess my thoughts on the situation is that it's just Elon, the way he made the video kind of painted Kaimson in a negative light that I think was definitely not warranted, and I think that he's kind of attempting to bring back like favor with him specifically, and I think it wasn't a good idea the way he presented that video. He should have taken more time and just came out with a clear statement and consulted the staff more. Anyways, I'm super tired, and I'm so done recording, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.